They've got good bigs. I think they've kind of been building for this year. Real quick little point guard, some guys that get it at the basket, and an assortment of bigs. I think their small forward is really a good player, and they can shoot. They can play with their back to the basket. Play a lot of motion. So
do the old North Carolina stuff.
North Carolina break.
Yeah.
North Carolina break really runs open post. Runs a lot of open post.
You talked about how important the exhibition would be for a lot of the new guys just to get out there. I mean, how prepared do you feel like they are, and how big is this one for the new guys just to have a game that actually does count?
I don't know. Did you talk to them?
Not yet, no.
Oh, I don't have any idea. I mean, I think generally they get kind of the stage fright kind of goes, but it's hard to figure out what they think. I have a hard time figuring out what I think. So that's true too.
Are you planning on using the full court press almost exclusively, or are you looking to have more of the offensive plays?
What are you saying? We didn't run any plays? No, our half-court offense hasn't been very good, and I think that's an area we've got to get better at. We are going to press. I think our strengths and our numbers, and we're going to try to get into other people's bench, wear on other people, but we have to get better at half-court.
Kind of sneak up on you pretty fast. That maybe you would have liked.
Bob, it's a lot easier. This 30 days is a lot easier. We haven't gone more than, I think we went 4 days straight one time, and 3 days a few times, but it's mostly been 2 days on, 1 day off. It's not like the grind of going 6 days, 3 hours a day, where they're towards the end of the week, they're dead. You're kind of tired of them a little bit. And I think this has been great. This is the best rule that they've made in a long time.
Are you where you're at because you've had to spend so much time working on defense to fix the things that you were unhappy with last year?
Where we are in terms of
offensively?
I don't know. I think that the strength of our team is going to be our defense and our rebounding. So that's an area that we've concentrated on. But we've spent a lot of time on offense. We just I think the hard thing has been we did work really hard on half-court offense, and then when we were pressing a little bit, not very much, that three-quarter court, but then when we went to the full court press and everything got in a frenzy. It's hard to, it's taken a while to get used to going at that pace defensively and then being able to slow down and run good offense. And we haven't mastered that yet. So that's an area that we have to continue to work at.
Coach, the full court pressing, was this ultimately what you kind of had in mind when you first took over the program, or was this an idea that got hatched along the way? And I know you used to do it in Cincinnati, but just as far as in terms of doing it here.
I've always liked to play that way, Justin, but I didn't. I honestly, believe it or not, don't come in with preconceived ideas, because it seems like every time I do, I'm wrong. Every time I think we can press, we can. Sometimes when maybe you don't think you can, you can. I just try to figure out what's the best avenue for us to win. And I think with this group, because of our depth, I think this is a good way for us to play.
You saw these guys, so this was probably something you were maybe thinking about a year ago, I'm guessing, once you started getting these guys to sign and saw how athletic they were, or maybe 2 years ago?
No, I'm not that smart.
Yeah, okay.
Honestly, I do. I wait to see what I think guys can do. And guys, a lot of times you think guys are athletic, and they're not as athletic as you think they are. They can jump and run, but they don't have any lateral quickness. and you have to have some lateral quickness to play like this. Sometimes you think guys are pretty quick on the ball, and really they're not. I think to play this way, there's a big onus on deflections, touches, just getting your hands on balls. I don't know how you tell that.
Right.
But when you're looking at these guys, Asa and James for next year, what do you see from them that you're anticipating at this point in their careers to come here?
Well, I mean, I honestly don't think there was a guy out there that fit in better for what we need than what Asa did. He's going to give us great size at wherever he plays. Small forward, 2-guard, point guard. I don't know where he's going to play, but wherever he plays, he's going to give us great size at that position. He understands, at least watching him, it seems that he really understands basketball. He understands. He makes the right reads. He looks and sees where the help's coming from and delivers the ball. I thought he did a great job of getting other people open. He can obviously get himself open. And he's a really good offensive rebounder, which you add another offensive rebounder to the guys that we have. I think we're going to rebound him pretty well again. I just think he's perfect, and obviously losing Jawan, we needed a point guard, and is Beetle the finished product? I don't know that anybody's ever going to recruit a point guard anymore that's a finished product, because there's so many things that go on, so many things that they have to understand. They have the ball so much, they have to understand where it's supposed to go, and that takes some time. It takes some study. I think you saw the difference with Jawan when he really kind of took the studying part of it seriously. He's always been in the gym. He's always been a gym guy. And that's what Beetle's going to have to do. Beetle's going to have to really kind of dive in and learn the position, and more important than that, learn what we want him to do.
You got Monmouth on, then you got a 2-day turnaround. Are you anxious to see how they respond with a quick turnaround, how they prep and do all that?
No, that just was Billy being Billy. Billy did the schedule, so I don't know. It just turned out that way. It was just the way that we could. Billy said it's all right, and I said it's fine. I think we moved some around because of football, and you just, there's a lot of things going on.
So it just happened one by design to do that?
Nah, I'm not that smart. I mean, we play a lot of games in a very short period of time.
And you're on the road for a good amount of time, too.
Yeah, but we aren't. I mean, I think that's the thing we did a better job of. I mean, we go to Puerto Rico. We're going to go somewhere. There's not an exempt tournament in Morgantown, so we're going to go somewhere. It'd be good though, wouldn't it? I mean, we could stand down by the mall and watch the tires float by. It'd be good. Forgot where I was. But no, you got to go somewhere. Yeah. So and basically everybody wants to go to warm weather this time of year, and I said it yesterday. It's you want to do it for exposure, which this is a great one for exposure. You want to do it. You want your fans to go, kind of get your fans excited about the season. And you want to go somewhere where you play really good competition. And these ESPN deals are probably the best when it comes to getting different people from major conferences involved. So that's why we did that. We can't help that. But we're not on the road much, really. I mean, I wanted to go to New York. I think y'all want to go to New York, right? Everybody wants to go to New York, especially around Christmas. So we were able to do that. And then we got a good deal going to Northern Kentucky. We're trying to recruit that area, so that's why. We got to get into Ohio. Switching leagues, I think, has changed really our recruiting areas, and Ohio's been really good for us.
It worked this year.
I mean, Beetle's right there across the river.
Right,
so
Cincinnati.
You were talking about deflections.